name is Jason. I'm here from Experiences in Channeling. And I just wanted to come on today to talk about this book that Kathy Lou and I have worked on together. This is a book. It's called A Daily Dose of Hope. And it's a collection of the first 30 channelings that I did for the Daily Dose of Hope, the daily sort of thing. The daily channelings that I did from 2024, from the year of 2024. And and let me see. Let me just go into it. So here it is. You can get it on my site, or you can get it from Amazon. It's up to you, however you want to do it. So this is the cover. Let's see. And you'll notice the beautiful drawings that Kathy Lee drew. And let's see here. If you want to read a sample here, you can read a sample. So it's all there. So if you're interested, please check it out. I'm really proud of it. I'm especially proud of the drawings. They're really nice. And I mean, not that I've done them, but I'm proud that Kathy did such great drawings for this. So please check it out if you're interested. And also, one other thing I wanted to share was this lesson that I'm on today. It's forgiveness. What is forgiveness? And so this is a part 2 of the workbook, and so it goes through a series of definitions of different things like forgiveness and salvation and all these different things. And this lesson is wonderful, or these set of lessons are really wonderful, because this is like pretty much basically what we're kind of looking for. The secret to happiness, right, is forgiveness. The secret to finding happiness is just letting go. And but how do you let go, right, if someone's done something wrong to you? And the whole concept behind the A Course in Miracles is that they didn't do something wrong to you. They did something wrong to your body and who you assume you are, but they didn't touch the real you. They didn't touch you, who is part of God, who is part of love. And so that's the whole idea, is getting beyond that idea, that their mask assaulted your mask, basically, but you didn't really touch anywhere. You didn't even communicate in that sense. So forgiveness recognizes that what you thought your brother did has not occurred. It doesn't pardon sins and make them real. It sees there was no sin. And in that view are all your sins forgiven, right? So what is sin except a false idea about God's Son? Forgiveness merely sees its falsity and therefore lets it go. What then is free to take its place is now the will of God. Right? So you just let go. But then the second part, they say, an unforgiving thought is one in which a judgment that will not raise a doubt. One makes a judgment that it will not raise to doubt, although it is not true. The mind is closed and will not be released. The thought protects projection, tightening its chain so that the distortions are more veiled and more obscure, less easily accessible to doubt. An unforgiving thought does many things. It pursues its goal, twisting and turning what it sees as interfering with its chosen path. Distortion is its purpose, right? So this is the idea, right? So that if we try to force our idea of what the world is on the world, then it's not going to work, because it just won't fit. And so we'll just try to shift reality, and we'll just become more and more gnarled and unhappy, basically, which is what most of us on this planet are doing all the time. But here, forgiveness, on the other hand, is still and quietly does nothing. It offends no aspect of reality, nor seeks to twist its appearances. It merely looks, it waits, and judges not. He who would not forgive must judge, for he must justify his failure to forgive. I love that. It's brutal, but it's so true. But he who would forgive himself must learn to welcome truth exactly as it is. And I think that's what the Course in Miracles is about, is just accepting everything around you, your situation, accepting the things that you can't change. The things that you can change about your situation, but there's some that you can't, and just accepting that, and accepting that it's there for a reason. And you're here to learn whatever it is. Nothing happens for no reason. Everything happens for a very, very special reason. And this is the phrase that I love today. This is the one that got me. Do nothing then, and let forgiveness show you you what to do through Him who is your guide, your savior, protector. So I just love that phrase. It's just wonderful. Yeah, do nothing. Hey, hey, Kathy. Oh, there she is. Kathy Lou's here. Kathy's in the house. Woohoo! So she is here in the chat, and she is the illustrator of this book. So all of these beautiful drawings. Let's see. Let's check out. Since she's here, let's go through a little bit of the some of the samples of the book here. There we go. So you get these beautiful little drawings. It's in paperback, and it's also Kindle, and it's also available from my site in PDF or EPUB. And yeah, so we got all these chapters. Every chapters, we got Mary Magdalene, Isis, Jesus, Sanat Kumara, Bach. We even have Bach coming in. Yay! And so each lesson, well, not lesson, sorry, each channeling, it goes through, just goes through each channeling. And yeah, so yeah, if you're interested, please check it out. I'm really happy that it's, I wish everyone was like living close by so we could have like a book release party. But we'll do, it's an online book release party, I guess. So yeah, and yeah, so that's the thing. The other thing I wanted to talk about is I had this idea today. Inspiration is inspiration. So I had this inspiration today to write a book about light working. So I've been on this path now for 5 years or so of actively doing this work, and then for a longer time of just in the background or not realizing what I was doing. And Kathy, you say, "Well, wow, such an honor and joy and good challenge practice to draw." Well, yeah, it was my honor. It was my honor to have you drawing these amazing drawings. I hope we can continue to work together on more books in the future. Yeah, but yeah, this light working book is just about all the experiences I've had. I mean, I didn't have a teacher or guide. I mean, I had a channeling teacher who taught me to channel, but then after that, I was kind of on my own. And, making mistakes left and right, of course, as we all do, and that's how we learn. But I've picked up a lot of information, not information necessarily, but ways of dealing this. So once your third eye or whatever you want to call it starts opening and you start having these experiences, it's a wild place, and everything and anything goes, and but you learn as you go what's really happening out there, and it's a wild world. It's much wilder than I could ever imagine. And but I wish at times it would have been nice if I had like a guidebook, on what to look out for, what to stay away from, all this kind of stuff. But I didn't. And so that's what this book would be. It's just, and just techniques of light working too, of clearing spaces, just the experience I've had with clearing spaces. So recently, one of the places where I teach guitar, it was a really dark place, and really, really dark, like dark in the sense that it had an atmosphere to it. And when you would enter, for example, the room that I taught in, when I would enter the room, I would, even no matter how happy, no matter how wonderful the weather is outside that day, I'd go in there and I'd feel depressed and dark and just like, oh my God, but I know it's not me, but what is this stuff? And recently the energy's shifted, and I'm just like, wow, finally, I've been working on this place for a while. About how many years? I've been working on it for about 5 years now, of clearing it. And there's a lot of stuff there. There's a lot of, I'll have to go into, well, that's what the book is for, to go into all the details about it. There's a lot of, I live in Japan. There's a lot of historical Japanese things involved with that space, that just kind of a lot to get into now. But it's very interesting. But it's amazing. It's like, if you're familiar with those Studio Ghibli films, what's that movie? Spirited Away movie. It's like that feeling. It's just so beautiful. Like just everything's light. It's wow. It's a pleasure to go there now. So light working. So you can do that too. It's a process though, and it doesn't just happen overnight. Well, sometimes it does, but most of the time it takes time, just like everything in life, right? So yeah, I wanted to talk about that, light working. Venus Flower, you say thank you for the book. Yeah, thank you. One other thing, so this is part of this light working thing, and I'm kind of debating whether maybe I shouldn't talk about it now because like we're kind of on this kind of high thing, and this is not a like a scary thing or a bad thing. It's just it's kind of a different topic, and but I guess since I brought it up, I guess I should talk about it. So I had a dream. I was attacked last night, um, and I think it's related to the light working stuff and also probably this book as well. But I was attacked, and they gained access to me through my dreams, and it was very interesting. So I wanted to share this because this is for you too as well. If you are struggling with these kind of things, this is how they work. This is how the people on the other side like to do stuff. Um, when I was dreaming my old house, one of my houses I grew up in, and there was an extra room, front room, and I was there. When you dream an old house, that means that there's an entrance way there. There's something, there's a pathway that they can come in. Who is they, right? I'm talking about people who are not so nice. When you look at the yin and yang kind of thing, and I'll just keep it at that. I think you kind of understand what I'm saying. But those people that don't love everyone and they do the opposite, and they have methods to, but okay, so that's it. So yeah, so I was in my house, and my old house, and there was an extra room in the front. Extra rooms are always a part of you. Your house is you. And so, but there's this extra room, and it was getting dark, and I thought, oh, I should close the shutter. There was a shutter on the front window. There's like a porch, and I was going to close the shutter. And I walked up to close the shutter, and then as I was going up, I realized like, oh, actually this is kind of like a porch, and so there's a shutter behind that. So I'll just close the other shutter. And I was walking back into the other room, and then my old dog Maggie, who was much smaller than before, she was like a pit bull mix of a pit bull and something else, and she was a street dog that was adopted. My family adopted it from the streets of Philadelphia. Anyway, but she had a heart of gold, but she had the muscles like, wow, you don't want to mess with Maggie. But anyway, so Maggie was there, and she started barking at the window. And then one of my family members came up and ran to the window, and she said, ah, it's the cursed chair again. And I was like, what? And I ran up to the window, and I looked out. There was this chair, black chair, right in front of the front door. It was just placed there, just a black chair made out of wood, and nothing special about it. But then I saw the people who did it. They were in this like beat up old van. It wasn't old, but it was a beat up van, blue van, navy blue van. And it was like a couple in the front. And you could tell their eyes they weren't really there, but they were there, but they weren't really there. They were addicted to something, and they were forced to do this sort of thing because of their addiction. Yeah. So in the end, right? No one's really, really bad. I mean, they had to do it because they were addicted. They're not really there, but so they were working for something or someone to do that. And so you get to see that as well. And this works towards forgiveness as well, understanding that they're not in their right mind, whoever is doing this, and they don't know what they're doing. But so what the chair was, I cleared the chair in my mind after I woke up later, and I did a lot of meditations on it, and but it helped me to understand how that works. So they planted a chair. What is a chair? A chair is something that supports you. It gives you support. It helps you. It supports you basically. It is a foundation. And so if your foundation is cursed, then everything that you do from that point on will not go very well. It's a cursed foundation, so everything that you create will wither as well. And so it is one of the ways that they use to steal your destiny. It's a destiny stealer. And so they would feed off of the energy from your destiny. And so I just thought it was very interesting. Maybe it's not appropriate to be talking about it right now. I'm sensing a bit of like but hey, this is how they work. And if you know how they work, then they can't work that way on you. They can't steal your destiny, because your destiny is not something that you want stolen, and it's not right to steal someone's destiny anyway. So I just wanted to share that though, because I think this is part of like the light working book that they'll be writing. It's just these kind of experiences. It's like they happen, and it's to be not to not be in fear about it. There's nothing to be afraid of, but there's everything to try to understand how it works. And it's not about fighting. You're not fighting something or someone. When you fight, you get down to that level. You'll never win. They're good at fighting. It's not about fighting. It's about learning how to disassemble a situation. For example, the chair. Take the chair out. Get rid of the chair. Destroy it. Let whatever's in there, like call in the power of God to destroy it and to destroy that energy. Call in the earth to swallow up that energy. All of these things, and that's it. That's all you got to do. And so and also to renounce all of these things. You don't so try to figure out where it comes from. So there's just a whole bunch of techniques, but that's what that book is about. So it's for people, and I don't know how many people are struggling with this. I'm not sure because I don't see it anywhere. So maybe there's like 3-4 people out there in the world that need to hear this, and that's for them. So, but yeah, I just wanted to share that. And I don't know if it's appropriate or not, but oh well, it's true, and it's what happened to me. So yeah, I wish I could just say all love and light stuff all the time. It's unfortunately there's yeah that this is the world that we're living in as well. And the reason that the ultimate reason that I'm being shown or I'm having these experiences is so that I learn how it works. Once you learn how it works, then you can't be as affected by it, less affected by it. The idea that I always think about is like parasites or viruses or germs, right? There's parasites everywhere. There's germs everywhere. There's viruses everywhere. In your room, they're all over the place. Everywhere you go, there's germs, viruses. But do you get sick every day? No. Why don't you get sick every day? Because you have a strong immune system. Your immune system is strong. And so your immune system is not just physical, it's also spiritual. And so if you strengthen your spiritual immune system, then you're less affected by these things. And the way to do that is to understand how it works, and also to be in joy, to be in love, and to not be in fear. That's the last thing you want to do, is be in fear. So that's what I wanted to share for today. And I'll to leave it on a positive note, I'm just going to read the intro to the book. So what is a daily dose of hope? The energies on our planet are starting to increase, and things are starting to get wackier and wackier. You might have noticed that the world around you is becoming a lot like a low-budget science fiction film. Fortunately, we don't have to be a part of that wackiness. We can be in the middle path. Think of the line in the middle of the yin and yang symbol. It's a thin line, but it exists. We don't have to be drawn down into polarity, into whatever the energies are on either side, the fear, the sadness, or the anger. We can just walk our path of neutrality. We can see all the stories playing out, but we don't have to invest our emotions in them. We can invest our emotions into creating the world that we would like to see. Sometimes we might fall off the path and wander out into the bushes, but as long as we remember to come back into the path, we'll be fine. On February 18th, 2024, I started making live videos on YouTube titled The Daily Dose of Hope. My guides informed me that the waves on the planet were about to increase. They said I could come and be of assistance by coming on every day to give a daily dose of hope, because the world was in a bit of lull before the big wave comes. Now that lull is ending, we're entering the wave. This is a wave of energy, a wave of light. It can be a bit jarring if you're not ready for it. All right, so that's that. That's what it's about. And yeah, so I think it's funny. It's not funny at all, but it's a weird expression to use. But it's divine timing. I think it's coming out right now because this is the time that it needed to come out, which is very interesting for me. So Kathy, yeah, again, thank you so much for all your help with this. And it's really cool. We got our first sale too. Woohoo! Patty bought the first book. So yeah, but I hope you guys are hopeful, and I hope you guys are doing well. And yeah, so hopefully see you soon. And Kathy and Venus Flower, thanks for joining in. Oh, it's kind of cool to have a kind of a live party. Woohoo! So all right, guys. So ciao for now.